The entire wedding hall fell silent. Guests turned in shock as Rakesh Kapoor pointed angrily toward the stage. "Stop this wedding!" he shouted. Anaya's heart dropped. Arjun immediately stepped slightly closer to her without even realizing it, his protective instincts taking over naturally. Rakesh stormed forward furiously. "This marriage is a disgrace to the Kapoor family." Whispers spread through the crowd. Anaya looked embarrassed and hurt, while Rajesh lowered his head in silence. But suddenly, "Enough!" Vikram Kapoor's powerful voice echoed through the hall. Everyone froze. For the first time in years, Vikram looked truly angry. He walked directly toward his younger brother. "You insult my daughter's happiness on her wedding day." Rakesh scoffed. "You are ruining our name for a worker's family." Before Vikram could reply, Arjun calmly stepped forward. Tall, muscular, and composed in his ivory sherwani, he looked Rakesh directly in the eyes. "With respect," Arjun said softly, "my father may not be rich, but he raised me with honor." The hall became quiet again. Even Anaya looked at him differently after hearing that. Rakesh laughed sarcastically. "You think you belong here." But Vikram immediately signaled security. "Take him outside." Rakesh's face turned red with humiliation. "You'll regret this," he shouted while security escorted him away. Guests murmured uncomfortably. To calm the atmosphere, the wedding speaker quickly grabbed the microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen, we sincerely apologize for the interruption. Please continue enjoying this beautiful celebration of love." Soft music slowly began playing again. Then, Vikram turned toward Arjun and Anaya with emotional eyes. "Finish your wedding." Anaya looked nervous, but Arjun gently extended his hand toward her. For a second, she hesitated. Then she placed her hand in his. And somehow, everything felt calm again. The priest smiled warmly as the ceremony continued. The sacred fire glowed between them while wedding vows filled the air. When it was Arjun's turn, he looked directly at Anaya. "I may not know everything about you yet," he said softly, "but I promise to respect you, protect your happiness, and never let you feel alone." Anaya's eyes immediately became watery. Then she spoke quietly. "I was scared of arranged marriage," she admitted. "But when I look at you, I feel strangely safe." Arjun smiled gently. And for the first time that night, Anaya smiled back. The guests cheered happily as they completed the final wedding ritual. Husband and wife. Later that evening, the newly married couple finally arrived at their luxury honeymoon resort in Goa. The ocean waves crashed beautifully beneath the moonlight, while staff welcomed them with flowers and candles. Anaya looked around awkwardly. Arjun noticed immediately. "You are uncomfortable," he said gently. She looked embarrassed. "A little." Arjun smiled softly. Without hesitation, he turned to the receptionist. "Can we change the suite?" The receptionist looked confused. "Sir." "A two-bedroom suite." Anaya looked shocked. "You don't have to do that." "I know," Arjun replied calmly. "But I want you to feel comfortable." For the first time since the wedding started, Anaya truly relaxed. That night, instead of romance, they sat together on the balcony drinking hot tea while ocean wind filled the silence. And surprisingly, they laughed. A lot. They joked about the dramatic wedding disaster. They argued over pineapple pizza. Anaya discovered Arjun secretly loved old Bollywood songs. Arjun discovered Anaya snored a little when sleepy. And slowly, the awkwardness disappeared. The next morning, things became even more fun. Anaya challenged Arjun to ride scooters through the streets of Goa. At first he refused. "You drive like a maniac." She laughed proudly. "That's because I'm winning." Soon they were racing through colorful streets, eating spicy street food, getting lost near beaches, and laughing like they had known each other forever. One afternoon, while walking near the ocean, Anaya suddenly slipped on wet rocks. Before she could fall, Arjun caught her instantly, one arm around her waist, the other protecting her from hitting the ground. For a moment, neither of them moved. Anaya's heart raced. Up close, she finally noticed how strong he really was beneath his calm personality. But what surprised her most was how gentle he looked while holding her. "You okay?" he whispered. She nodded slowly, but she forgot to let go of his hand afterward. That night, while fireworks exploded over the beach festival nearby, they sat quietly watching the sky together. Anaya finally asked softly, "Why did you agree to this marriage without meeting me?" Arjun smiled faintly. "Because my father trusted your father. And now?" He looked at her carefully. "Now I'm glad I did." Anaya tried hiding her smile, but inside, she was already falling for him. Days later, their honeymoon came to an end. As they packed their bags together, the room no longer felt divided. The distance between them had disappeared completely. At the airport, Anaya rested her head softly on Arjun's shoulder, while he held her hand protectively. They were no longer strangers forced into marriage. They were becoming something real, something beautiful. But just before boarding their flight back to Mumbai, Arjun suddenly received a mysterious message on his phone. His smile slowly disappeared. Anaya noticed immediately. What happened? Arjun stared silently at the screen, then looked back at her with concern in his eyes. And far away in Mumbai, someone was already planning to destroy their marriage. Part 3 coming soon.